we can't quite put our finger on it. But everything we watch, every ad we see, everything we read feels like we've seen it too many times before. It has that smell of a prompted script. It's the smell of AI. And so we keep scrolling desperately in search for something that feels real. The irony is that we all want to be optimized, right? And we use AI to do so. Instead, what happens is that everyone now just feels the same and looks generic. So today I'll be showing you how to strip that synthetic feel of your content and how to be human. The biggest issue right now is that everyone is using the same language. And even if you don't use AI, in fact, you probably got infected by its patterns because you're breathing in it every day. When you use this AI accent, you're essentially subconsciously telling your audience, I didn't feel like using my brain today. And I just wrote a prompt, the LLM gave me something back, and that's what I used. Which feels lazy, and laziness is one of the biggest signs of disrespect to your audience's time. If it seems like you didn't care to write it, or made it seem like you wrote it at least, then why would your audience care to watch or read it, right? Let's perform an AI exorcism together. From this moment onwards, do not use the following in your script, in your writing, in your content altogether. Words like delve, explore, tapestry, landscape, unlock your potential. In today's fast-paced digital world, right? Avoid these. And here is a longer list of words that you should screenshot, give to your LLM and tell it, hey buddy, stop using these words, you're embarrassing my brand. M-dashes. This is a popular one, but I included it anyway because guess what? I still see it every day, everywhere. And AI likes to use these because it thinks that it makes it sound sophisticated. And of course, it doesn't. So remove them from everything. I can tell you that the second I see an M-dash on a website, an email, or any text anywhere, I'm out. And I'm not the only one. Another one is AI likes to make these dense, context-rich sentences without ever quite making the connection, and it will assume that you will connect the dots, and they look something like this. So I'll just read this off my screen. Brands today need authenticity more than ever. Consumers are overwhelmed by content. Trust drives conversions. Storytelling helps brands stand out. AI makes content creation faster. Technically, if you really look into it, yes, the sentences are correct, and if I were to sit here and stare at this haiku, then I could configure it. Guess what? Your audience isn't going to do that, right? Here's how I would rewrite it in order to connect the dots and actually make it clear, like how a human would write it. AI has made it easy for every brand to produce polished content. Initially, that was impressive until everyone's content felt the same and interchangeable. We used to judge a brand's content by the quality only, but now we're seeking authenticity as well as signs of human intervention. A great way to do this is by storytelling and sharing your lived experience. Look, I'm not saying I'm Shakespeare here, but do you see how that paragraph makes more sense and you understand it the first time you hear it? Okay, so besides words, it also has certain sentence structures. This is the stuff that is difficult to put your finger on, but you feel it regardless. And ironically, AI has actually learned all these habits and structures from good writing tools. However, good writing tools and tools in general should be used sparingly and not spammed all over the place. That's when it becomes noticeable, right? One I've noticed is, it's not X, it's Y. Or a version that's even worse is, not this, not that, but this. You've seen it everywhere, and if you haven't noticed, then you will not be able to stop noticing it from now on. It's not about posting more, it's about posting smarter. It's not about the camera, it's about the story. A real human just kind of gets to the point a little bit faster. So instead of saying, it's not about quality, it's about trust, just say trust matters more now that quality is easy. It also likes to break things up into lists of 3, so keep an eye on that and avoid it. Humans are naturally just less symmetrical, whilst AI will prioritize a good structure over good content. So if you feel like AI is just going on for a little bit too long, or the point can be made in a more interesting way, then change it. To be clear, this isn't about AI videos or AI memes. This is regarding brands who put out ads or content, or ads disguised as content. We instinctively distrust low effort content. If you're unwilling to invest effort or time into your content, then people are not going to invest time into watching it. Biologists refer to this as a costly signal, and it's referring to a peacock's tail. It's genuinely dangerous to have because it's heavy, it slows it down, it's bright so you can easily see it in the wild. It's a genuine liability to have. So the ones that do have it and show it off proud, and the ones that survived despite having it, they attract the peahens. That's what a female peacock is called, by the way. Did you know that? I know it's a bit of a random analogy, but I'll connect the dots for you. Showing human effort in your content is your tale, and the fact that you have it and the fact that you can make it shows that you are a strong brand that cares. And I guess if you insist on me finishing the entire analogy, then the peahens are your target market. You can show your product being made or worn by a real person, or someone could be holding it, someone could be interacting with it. You can show your team, you can show your workspace or your factory. Just a few seconds of a human interacting with your product will probably build way more trust than 30 seconds of polished graphics. Use the language of your customer. So if they use certain verbiage, regurgitate it in your copy. So that way they can relate to it and they know it's coming from a real human, because that's how they sound. Also, have something to say. Feel free to have an opinion. With AI, it tends to be a bit more balanced. It doesn't want to go too much in this direction or too much in that direction. And humans are not like that. They do have a side, they do have an opinion, they do stand for things. And I'm not saying that you totally have to go off the rails too. You can just have like a mild opinion, that'll work too. So Oatly, for instance, they had an ad that said, "We make milk, but for humans." It's enough to create engagement, right? Whether it's pushback or people agreeing with them, either way, it's better than indifference. Now, I wouldn't blame you if you thought I was simply anti-AI, but that's actually not the message of this video, believe it or not. Between me and you, people can pretend to care about the usage of AI, but they really care about noticing it. The issue is that AI is often used during the wrong part of the process, or it's not used correctly, and I'll be showing you exactly when to use it and how to use it. Research, things like competitor research, trend spotting, or summarizing a long document. These are all fine because you would have probably achieved similar results had you done it yourself, maybe a little bit worse even, and it would have taken much more time. First drafts, so you're allowed to use AI to create a structure, but it will need very heavy human intervention, a lot of amendments. There's a little trick that I use. I like to make them compete against each other. So for instance, "Hey Gemini, I need a script for this purpose, go." It will give it to me, I'll feed it to ChatGPT, "Hey, I need the script for this purpose and this is what Gemini gave me. What do you think?" It will say, "Oh yeah, it's not bad, but here are some things to improve." I'll copy all that, bring it back into Gemini. "Hey Gemini, it made some improvements on your script. What do you think?" It's like, "Oh yeah, these improvements are good, but actually here are some other improvements." So slowly they will improve one another's drafts, and both are going to give you reasons as to why they made the changes. And you'll notice as time goes on, as you pick up on these reasons, you're going to be able to think with your own mind and feel like, actually, I agree with that one, or I don't agree with that one, or just totally ignore it, because you'll be able to do that now that you have a better frame of reference. Just remember that the first and second draft, probably the third, they're always going to suck. Do not use them. Okay, video. Should it be used for generating video content, whether it's for an ad or some other content? I keep up with everything on a daily basis when it comes to this thing, right? When it comes to generating videos through AI. And my opinion is not yet. No, it's not good enough yet. And the amount of effort it requires to actually make something that's genuinely good and up to par with something that might be filmed in real life it's a lot of effort, and believe it or not, potentially more money also. I would say it's more realistic to use AI to improve some of your videos in some areas. You can add an object in the background without someone noticing. You can perhaps work on the lighting. You can change the colors a little bit using AI. In that sense, it is usable, but it is simply not ready to replace production altogether. If that was too much to remember, then just keep the following in mind. For speed, for volume, organization, you can use AI. However, where judgment, taste, and trust is required, that is your human job. So social media is already forcing people to add a label like AI made under their videos. And just like how people are willing to pay more money for organic when it comes to food, I believe that down the line, having a label like human made will be sought after. Or a symbol of luxury, if you will. Look, I get it. I'm a business owner. I also want things to be as optimized as possible. I also don't want to be left behind. But the issue is that even before AI, people were starting to lose human connection, which is now only getting accelerated further with AI. You know how we often look for whether there's demand or a gap in the market for our product or offer? Well, there's a huge gap for you to take advantage of right now. It's human connection. Now I might be able to make this prediction, but a prediction I will never make is which ad is going to be a winning ad. For that, I use a system that guarantees that I will find a winning ad. And I explain exactly how this works on the video you're seeing on screen now. See you there.